Axum Empire, the African superpower that rivaled Rome and Persia. Welcome to Pages from History, where we bring forgotten civilizations back to life through the mists of time. Today, we unveil the Axum Empire, an African superpower that rivaled the greatest kingdoms of the ancient world. Stay with us until the end to discover how this magnificent civilization shaped history in ways you never imagined. Support our channel as we continue uncovering the remarkable stories that textbooks often overlook. First, rise of the Highland Kingdom. In the rugged highlands of East Africa, where mountains pierce the clouds and valleys cradle ancient secrets, a civilization awakened. The Kingdom of Axum emerged during the 1st century, born from the convergence of African and Arabian cultures. Settlers from the Arabian Peninsula crossed the Red Sea, bringing knowledge of agriculture and stone construction techniques. They merged with indigenous populations who had cultivated these fertile lands for countless generations before. The highland plateau provided natural fortification, with steep escarpments protecting the kingdom from potential invaders. Rich volcanic soil yielded abundant harvests of wheat, barley, and teff that sustained growing urban populations. Early Axumite rulers established their capital in a strategic location that commanded routes between interior Africa and coastal ports. Stone foundations of royal compounds rose from the earth as craftsmen shaped granite blocks with remarkable precision. Warriors trained in mountain warfare developed tactics that would later terrify enemies across multiple continents. The royal court attracted scholars, merchants, and priests who contributed diverse knowledge to the emerging kingdom. Ancient traditions merged with new innovations as Axum developed its own distinctive cultural identity. Priests performed elaborate ceremonies in sacred groves where massive trees had witnessed centuries of human history. The kingdom's population grew rapidly as news of prosperity and protection spread throughout the region. Farmers cleared forests and terraced hillsides, transforming the landscape into productive agricultural heartland. Merchants recognized the kingdom's potential as a gateway between African interior resources and international maritime trade. Caravans laden with goods began arriving from distant lands, seeking the treasures that Axum controlled. Royal scribes developed early administrative systems to manage the kingdom's expanding territory and diverse population. Clay tablets recorded harvests, tributes, and royal decrees in scripts that would eventually evolve into written language. The foundation was laid for an empire that would dominate regional politics and commerce for centuries. In these highland valleys, African greatness prepared to announce itself to an unsuspecting world. Second, masters of ancient trade. Axumite merchants established trading posts along the Red Sea coast, where massive warehouses stored goods from 3 continents. The port of Adulis became one of antiquity's busiest harbors, with ships arriving daily from Egypt, Arabia, India, and beyond. African ivory carved from elephant tusks traveled in enormous quantities to workshops in Rome and Persia. Rhinoceros horn prized for medicinal properties commanded extraordinary prices in distant Asian markets. Gold extracted from mines in the southern territories flowed through Axumite hands before reaching Mediterranean civilizations. Royal goldsmiths transformed raw ore into exquisite jewelry and ceremonial objects that demonstrated supreme craftsmanship. Frankincense and myrrh harvested from desert trees perfumed temples and palaces throughout the ancient world. These aromatic resins were worth their weight in gold, making Axum's control over their trade routes immensely profitable. Axumite kings minted their own currency, a privilege shared only with history's most powerful empires. Gold, silver, and bronze coins bearing royal portraits circulated from Britain to India, testament to the kingdom's reach. Merchants from the Mediterranean praised Axumite honesty in business dealings and the quality of their exported goods. Trading contracts inscribed on stone tablets established legal frameworks that protected both buyers and sellers. The kingdom's strategic location allowed it to tax goods flowing between the African interior and international markets. This taxation system generated enormous wealth that funded royal building projects and military expansion. Axumite ships with distinctive square sails plied the Red Sea and Indian Ocean, carrying trade to distant shores. Experienced captains navigated by stars and seasonal winds, their knowledge passed down through generations of seafarers. Market squares in the capital teemed with merchants speaking dozens of languages and wearing diverse traditional garments. The aroma of spices mixed with sounds of negotiation as deals were struck that connected distant civilizations. Royal administrators maintained detailed records of imports and exports, demonstrating sophisticated economic management. The kingdom's prosperity attracted immigrants who brought additional skills and knowledge to Axumite society. International recognition of Axumite power grew as foreign ambassadors arrived bearing gifts and seeking favorable trade agreements. The empire had become an indispensable link in the ancient global economy that connected East and West. Third, the Christian transformation. In the early 4th century, momentous change arrived on Axumite shores through an unexpected channel of fate. Two young Syrian brothers shipwrecked near Adulis would alter the kingdom's spiritual trajectory forever. The brothers entered royal service and gradually introduced Christian teachings to the Axumite court. King Ezana, one of Axum's most powerful rulers, listened with growing interest to stories of the new faith. After years of contemplation and discussion with religious advisors, Ezana made a decision that would echo through centuries. He declared Christianity the official religion of Axum, making his kingdom one of the first Christian nations in history. Stone inscriptions recorded this transformation as workers chiseled away references to ancient gods and replaced them with Christian symbols. The crescent and disc that had adorned royal monuments gave way to crosses that proclaimed the new faith. Churches rose across the kingdom as architects adapted traditional building styles to accommodate Christian worship needs. Priests trained in biblical scripture replaced the old ceremonial leaders who had served pagan deities for generations. The transformation occurred remarkably peacefully as most of the population gradually embraced the new religious teachings. Ancient festivals were reinterpreted through Christian symbolism while maintaining connections to agricultural cycles and seasonal celebrations. Axumite Christianity developed unique characteristics that blended African traditions with teachings from the Eastern Mediterranean. Religious art incorporated local visual languages while depicting biblical scenes and saints in distinctive Axumite styles. The kingdom established strong connections with Christian communities in Egypt, Jerusalem, and throughout the Eastern Roman Empire. Religious pilgrimages connected Axum to the broader Christian world while maintaining its distinctive African character. Monasteries carved into mountain cliffs became centers of learning where monks preserved religious texts and ancient knowledge. Scribes developed new writing systems to translate sacred texts into Ge'ez, the kingdom's liturgical language. The adoption of Christianity strengthened Axum's diplomatic ties with the Byzantine Empire and enhanced its international prestige. Religious identity became intertwined with national identity as Axumites embraced their role as guardians of African Christianity. This spiritual revolution did not diminish Axum's power, but rather added moral authority to its political and economic dominance. The kingdom stood as a beacon of Christian civilization in a region where diverse faiths competed for influence. Fourth, monuments that touch the sky. The most visible testament to Axumite greatness rises still from the highland earth in the form of towering stone obelisks. These massive monoliths carved from single pieces of granite demonstrate engineering capabilities that astound modern observers. The tallest obelisk stretched over 30 meters into the African sky, weighing hundreds of tons of solid stone. Workers quarried these enormous blocks from granite deposits and transported them using techniques that remain partially mysterious. Each obelisk featured intricate carvings that resembled multi-story buildings with false doors, windows, and architectural details. These symbolic structures may have represented the houses of the dead, connecting earthly realms to celestial domains. Raising these monuments required sophisticated understanding of leverage, counterweights, and coordinated human effort. Hundreds of workers pulled massive stones using ropes and wooden rollers, while engineers directed the delicate operation. Underground tombs extended beneath the obelisks, chambers filled with royal treasures and provisions for the afterlife. Gold ornaments, ivory figurines, and ceramic vessels accompanied deceased kings into eternal darkness. The royal palace complex sprawled across multiple terraces, connected by stone stairways and decorated with carved details. Throne rooms featured granite thrones where kings received foreign ambassadors and dispensed justice to their subjects. Elaborate water management systems channeled rainfall into underground cisterns that supplied the capital year-round. Stone channels and clay pipes demonstrated advanced understanding of hydraulics and urban planning. Public squares hosted markets and ceremonies where thousands gathered beneath monuments that proclaimed Axumite power. the scale of construction projects reflected both the kingdom's wealth and its organizational capabilities. Inscriptions in multiple languages covered stone surfaces, recording royal achievements and religious dedications for posterity. Ge'ez, Greek, and South Arabian scripts side by side testified to Axum's multicultural character and international connections. Craftsmen decorated buildings with geometric patterns and symbolic imagery that blended African and Mediterranean artistic traditions. Every architectural element served both functional and aesthetic purposes in a unified vision of royal magnificence. Modern visitors still gaze upward at these ancient monuments and struggle to comprehend the ambition that created them. The stones of Axum speak across millennia about a civilization that refused to be forgotten or diminished. Fifth, legacy of African greatness. The Axumite Empire eventually declined as trade routes shifted and environmental changes challenged agricultural productivity. Yet the kingdom's legacy endured in ways that continue shaping East African culture and identity into modern times. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church traces its roots directly to Axum's adoption of Christianity in the 4th century. Religious traditions established over 15 centuries ago remain living practices for millions of believers today. The Ge'ez script developed by Axumite scribes evolved into writing systems still used in Ethiopia and Eritrea. Ancient texts preserved in monastery libraries contain knowledge spanning theology, history, astronomy, and medicine. Architectural techniques pioneered by Axumite builders influenced construction methods throughout the highland region for centuries. Rock-hewn churches carved from living stone continue traditions that began in the Axumite period. The kingdom demonstrated that African civilizations achieved sophistication and power equal to any in the ancient world. Axum's international recognition challenges narratives that diminish Africa's historical contributions to human civilization. Archaeological excavations continue revealing new insights about daily life, technology, and social organization in ancient Axum. Each discovery adds detail to our understanding of how this remarkable civilization functioned and flourished. The empire's coins circulated so widely that archaeologists discover them in excavations from Britain to Sri Lanka. These small metal discs carried Axumite power and prestige to the farthest reaches of the ancient world. Modern Ethiopia regards the Axumite period as a golden age that established national identity and cultural foundations. Pride in this heritage connects contemporary populations to ancestors who built monuments that still inspire awe. International scholars increasingly recognize Axum as essential to understanding ancient global trade networks and cultural exchange. The kingdom was not peripheral, but central to economic and diplomatic systems that connected multiple continents. Preservation efforts protect Axumite archaeological sites so future generations can witness physical evidence of African achievement. These ancient stones resist time's erosion, standing as permanent testimony to human creativity and ambition. The story of Axum reminds us that greatness emerged from diverse regions and that history belongs to all humanity. Every civilization that rose and fell contributed unique achievements to the collective human journey through time. The Axum Empire stands as irrefutable proof that African civilizations achieved extraordinary heights of political power, economic sophistication, and cultural brilliance in the ancient world. From its strategic highland origins to its dominance of international trade, from its pioneering embrace of Christianity to its architectural monuments that still defy explanation, Axum earned its place among history's greatest empires. This forgotten African superpower minted currency that circulated globally, built structures that rivaled Rome's grandeur, and established religious traditions that endure after 15 centuries. If this journey through Axum's remarkable story has expanded your understanding of Africa's pivotal role in shaping human civilization, please support Pages from History by liking this video, sharing your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribing to our channel. Together, we'll continue exploring the forgotten chapters of human achievement that deserve to be remembered and celebrated. What aspect of the Axum Empire fascinated you most? Let us know your thoughts and join us next time as we uncover another hidden gem from humanity's extraordinary past.